Well, in news just coming in, Indian and Chinese troops have clashed again on the 9th of December at the line of actual control, this time at the Tawang sector of Arunachal Pradesh. Government sources saying that there were injuries and that the troops have now disengaged. Joining us now for more on that big story is my colleague Vishnu Shom. Vishnu, what more do we know?
Really, frankly, that's all we know, and I think it's rather curious that information of this comes in from official channels 3 days after the incident actually took place. Usually, when skirmishes or clashes happen, there is usually some sort of briefing, but on this occasion, it's come 3 days later. But fortunately, the troops of both sides disengaged. We've been told that these are relatively minor physical clashes in an area where India and China have differing perceptions of the line of actual control, as is the case in many parts of Arunachal Pradesh. So this is important in the sense that it's the first time in a long while that this sort of clash has happened, which has been reported. There were clashes even after Galwan took place, I believe in the south bank of the Pangong lake in Ladakh, in the Resinla area. There may have been some clashes which took place. I'm not sure all clashes are necessarily reported, but usually when they are reported, it's reported fairly promptly. Not on this occasion. There was a flag meeting immediately held, so local commanders sorted out this issue as soon as it happened. The line of actual control all throughout, whether it's in Ladakh or the McMahon line, as we call it in Arunachal Pradesh, remains quite contested in several areas. And this is yet another example of how tensions remain.
Right. Vishnu, is this the first time since the Galwan clash a couple of years ago, which saw, of course, a number of troops actually losing their lives on both sides? Is this the first time we're seeing a physical clash between troops from both sides?
No, it's not. It's not, Nidhi. I think, as I mentioned, the Resinla episode, where Indian soldiers deployed in very high altitudes in Resinla in the South Pangong Lake area, which was well after Galwan took place, where I remember there were some clashes which also took place. There were other incidents also, including some high altitude areas in Arunachal Pradesh where Indian and Chinese soldiers may actually have come very close to each other. But there have been clashes, to answer your question, after Galwan. Galwan, of course, was a fatal incident. The only one of its sort in decades. So that's in a different category altogether. But there have been, skirmishes, as it were, between soldiers even after that.
All right, Vishnu, thanks very much for that update.